I mean, last week was an absolute nightmare, right? For everyone around the world. But I've never seen anything like it. But, Fitness Quest 10, we've had 42 teammates basically be displaced. And, I've always had the burden and the want and desire to make sure that I could help put food on 42 people's plates. And that's what Fitness Quest 10 does. And we've got, hundreds of clients and members who I want to serve through our wonderful team. And then all of a sudden it's taken away. And it's like, man, yoo-hoo! Yeah, you know who it is. Yup, it's Dark 30. It's 5:30 and it's Monday, baby. Time to rise and shine. It's time to get vertical. All you sleepyheads, get vertical, baby. It's time to get up. I know you think it's a nightmare. You're like, is this all a nightmare? Hey, today I hope that I could speak directly to your heart, because that's what today's all about. I'm actually fired up to deliver today's, let's call it sermon, so that we could have today be a good day. And we're going to get up and we're going to make it a great day. We're going to declare right now that today is going to be a good day. I'm going to be talking rules. I'm talking workouts. I'm talking breathwork, and I'm talking prayer. So let's have a little fun, and let's put a smile on your face and know that today is going to be a good day. Declare that. As a matter of fact, before I go there, I first want to thank all of you for all of the birthday wishes on Saturday, just 2 days ago. Man, I was in the home gym and I cranked out 49 push-ups, 49 bicep curls, and absolutely crushing a workout. I'm not sure why I chose that number, but it's a good number. And just all of the comments. I was live on my Facebook and my Instagram, and you guys were rock and roll with the comments. So as always, thank you. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for bringing the heat. You guys are inspiring me right now, and I'm reading all your comments about you getting lifted up and feeling more positivity and light through this very, very precarious, challenging, tough time. But I just want to remind you, let me be your voice as you're out walking right now, or you're going to go for a walk, take the dog out, you're going for a workout, you're working, whatever it may be, is that, man, together we're going to band together, and we are going to be okay. We're going to get through this. We're tough. We're resilient. And I hope that today's episode brings you some value. I want to talk about 3 things. And these 3 things, I believe that if we do them, they're going to put us in a much better frame of mind, so that you talk about get your mind right. This is going to do it. It's funny is Get Your Mind Right's coming out in June 2nd. I'm like, is it a good time that a book's coming out, or is it a bad time that a book's coming out? And every time I really ask myself that question, I'm like, are you kidding me? Get Your Mind Right? This is the perfect time for a book to be coming out called Get Your Mind Right, because it was good to Get Your Mind Right America. Now I'm like, Get Your Mind Right World, because we have to make sure that we take impeccable care of our physical health, of our mental health, and of our spiritual health as well. And the book actually covers all of those things. So I wish I could get it out like tomorrow, but don't worry. I'm going to be feeding you guys lots of nourishment over the next couple days, weeks, and months ahead. So keep joining me. I've got the Good News Network I've been doing every day at 12 noon West Coast, 3 o'clock East Coast. We have people coming in from Australia, Europe, South America. We all over the world, literally all over the world. They're piping in. So 12 noon today, I'll be on live, Good News Network, on my Facebook fan page, and as well as my Instagram. But hey, today I want to really talk about 3 things that I believe that if you do these things right now, dial them in, it's going to really give you some reprieve. It's going to allow you to feel your best, be your best, do your best, all those things. And the first one is, and I've talked about them before, but I want you to really think about it, is setting up some rules for yourself and following them. And specifically your morning and evening routine, your morning routine and your evening routine. And I've gotten lots of questions over the last several months, even since I started the Todd Durkin Impact Show podcast, about doing some very specific things on morning routine and evening routine. But to be honest with you, the last 2 weeks, and specifically the last week, I've really had to change my routine. I've had to modify it. I've had to pivot. I've had to take some things off and add some things. And maybe my rules are going to resonate with you, and maybe you don't want to do them, or maybe you want to try to do them. For me personally, these things are helping me be my best right now, and to be filled up with some light and with some love. So let me share my rules with you. And as always, what do I always ask you to do? Exactly. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. I'm going to share them with you. But the purpose of me sharing is so that you can create your own rules. So part of your homework is to create your rules for your morning routine and your evening routine. And I want you to share them. And I want you to tag me when you share them so that I can see what you're doing and that this podcast is actually making a difference in your life. So here's my morning routine. The first thing that I do is something I don't do. When I first get up in the morning, I do not turn on my phone. My phone is the number one thing that will kill me from doing my morning routine, especially now. If I turn on my phone and I start getting on any news feeds or on my Instagram and all the DMs I'm getting from you lovely people, and I love you all, but if I start getting on the DMs too quick, my morning routine is shot, and guess what? Then I'm not any good to you. So no phone until the workout is over. Now, I've actually been going on once I'm in my routine and I'm starting to feel it. Like, I get my little workout on and the pre-workout's kicking in. I'm like, boom, I'm feeling like $1 million. Well, at least I'm about $1 million. Let's a couple $1,000 right now is, you start to feel good. Well, then I'll put on and I'll start checking that if I'm doing some cardio. So no phone until the workout is in play and I'm actually out moving. The Jersey dog's getting a walk. I got to move every day. Number 2 is I got to move every day for 30 minutes outside. Right now it's imperative to get outside, get some fresh air. And it's typically early morning. It was raining the other day. I got outside with Jersey in the rain. It was so good to feel the rain on me, man, just to get wet. Jersey was shaking and I was moving and I had a smile on my face despite all the garbage all around us. It felt so good. I almost might want to make me cry. It felt so good. Can anyone relate to that, by the way? Also, what I've been doing at the end of my workouts is getting that quiet time, getting my prayer time in. It's 15 minutes in the morning and then 15 minutes later on, part of my evening routine, which I'll share later on. But praying 15 minutes, I don't time it, but it's more time than normal. I've been sharing some of them on my Instagram and Facebook lately as well. So hopefully you've been enjoying some of the meditations also on that. And then lastly, when it comes to the morning routine and then making sure that you follow them is just making sure you get some quiet time and breathwork time. So prayer, when you spend time with God, is making sure that I'm getting that time, but just making sure that quiet time where you can actually breathe is really, really important on that. And then I'd be remiss if I didn't share about my actually conditioning. I conditioned with my strength work, but that's going to come into a different segment here. So that's my early morning, like first thing, no phone, got to get out, move, and I got to get 15 minutes of prayer time in the morning and crank it. And again, I'm going to share my physical conditioning as part of this as well. It's one of my other things that I'm going to talk about. Let me just talk about my evening routine, because the evening routine is crucial right now. And the reason that is because without the evening routine, the sleep is going to be more impacted. Now, has anyone out there that's listening in the last week, especially, has their sleep been less than optimal? Or am I the only one? With so much racing in your head. I mean, last week was an absolute nightmare, right? For everyone around the world. But I've never seen anything like it. But, Fitness Quest 10, we've had 42 teammates basically be displaced. And, I've always had the burden and the want and desire to make sure that I could help put food on 42 people's plates. And that's what Fitness Quest 10 does. And we've got, hundreds of clients and members who I want to serve through our wonderful team. And then all of a sudden it's taken away. And it's like, man, is this burden? Like, what can I do? What can I do? And then the mind gets racing. And then at night, waking up in the middle of the night on that. So last week, I had a lot of that going on. And even though I was still dialing in the evening routine. So try these things because I'm right now really honing in on these points to make sure that I can try to get the sleep that's necessary. The first thing is at night, no news. No news at night. That's the number one thing because you're going to hear about, COVID-19 and it's just not good. No news at night. Part of it is that you get 2 hours of TV a day. If you want to watch an hour of the news during the day, then feel free to do that, but not at night. Nothing after 8 o'clock on that. That's number one. The second thing, and we talk about it all the time, but if you really want to improve your evening routine and you want to quiet your mind and you want to tap into your inner spirit, then journal. Like literally get a nice journal. I'm holding this beautiful journal in my hands right now. It's where I keep my prayer list. So if any of you ever share prayers with me of how I can pray for you, then you've got a journal. But in the journal, there's a few things that I typically ask or write down of myself. I ask it and then I write it down. I get some quiet time on that. And this is the 15 minutes of prayer time in it as well afterwards, because once you put it on paper, then you can really pray for what goes down. But the first thing is what are 3 positive things that happened today? Like, what are 3 positive things that happened today? Now, Saturday was my birthday. So I had a lot of positive things happen because of all of you mind right maniacs, all you cray fire breathing dragons giving me love. There was a lot. But every day, even if it's a really bad day, you can typically find 3 things positive that happened that day. Write it down. And then write down the 3 things that you're most grateful for. So today I'm most grateful for what? And the answer could be the same each and every night that you write it down, but sometimes there's going to be new things, whether it was an experience or you met somebody or you had a wonderful conversation or, I've been writing down recently, I've been playing checkers with the kids every night. And I got to tell you, I haven't played checkers in years and I have so much fun. And to answer your question, I haven't lost yet. The kids are trying to beat me. I'm not going to let them beat me. Don't get me off on a tangent, but I'm not going to let my kids beat me to build their confidence. I'm whooping up on them right now, and I'm not going to let them beat me. Can anyone relate to that? Any parents? Can I get an amen on that? Why am I having so much fun today? I actually am enjoying this episode a lot. Answer this question. What's one thing I would have changed about today? So if there's one thing that I would have changed about today in the evening when you write it down, is there anything that maybe it was you went at too fast of a pace? That's what I put the other day. It's just, I feel like I'm drinking out of a fire hose right now. So maybe one thing I would have done differently about today, what's one thing I would have changed about today is I would have taken a 15-minute break to have eaten lunch with Melanie and the kids and slowed down, which one of my rules outside of the evening and morning is to have 2 meals a day with the family. Maybe I would have had a third. And then lastly, on that, out of these 4 questions I'm sharing is, what's one thing that I must do tomorrow? So in the evening routine, when you're journaling, when you ask those 4 questions, what's one thing I must do tomorrow? You're already starting your quote to-do list the evening before, because it's always said that success the next day starts the evening before, right? So journal. Number 3 on that is read a good book. Read a good book. And sometimes it's going to be spiritual. Sometimes it's going to be business. Sometimes it's personal growth. Whatever it may be. Right now, I'm going back. I'm reading Viktor Frankl's book. You ever read that book? Man's Search for Meaning. God, that's a great book. Melanie's next to me reading Untamed by Glennon Doyle right now. Well, not right now as I record this, but at night she's reading that book. And I think reading, even if it's for 10, 15 minutes, just put your mind in a place where you can relax and enjoy a good book. And I think that's really a great thing. So between no news and journaling and reading, this is good. And then praying. even if it's a few minutes for me right now, my evening is I'm trying to get about 10, 15 minutes, which gives me a total of 30 minutes for the entire day, which is really good because I'm trying to stay in faith, more faith than ever before, right? On that. And then the last part of the evening routine is just connecting with Melanie. That includes the prayer time. So if you have a spouse, significant other, is praying together right now, praying as a family together with your kids right now, because kids are living in fear as well, and they feel the pressure and the panic from parents. So praying with kids and assuring them that we're going to get through this, and that there's crises throughout your life, and this is one of them, and we're going to be okay. And through prayer and through faith, we will persevere, and we are tough. I've shared my nighttime routine before, where they go to bed to this day at 17:14. Brady turns 15 on the 25th of March, so he's got a birthday coming up. So just in a couple days, so in 2 days, he's got a birthday coming up, and McKenna is 12. But, to this day, we still have our evening routine. And I would encourage all of you to have that evening routine, this mantra that we say before we go to sleep, that I'm so happy I can do anything. I love what I say, Luke, Brady, and McKenna. We're the Durkins. We always do our best, and we never give up. And they say the same thing, but they say their mom and dad. So I'm so happy I can do anything, and I love my Luke, Brady, and McKenna. We're the Durkins. We always do our best, and we never give up. That's how I end my evening, with that prayer with them on that. So develop your evening routine on that. And maybe you want to do other things. You want to take a warm bath, or light some candles, or put some lavender on the pillow, whatever it may be. Find your rules for your evening routine. And just the last couple ones for number one, because number one is all about creating your rules or your best practices. It's all about dialing in your best practices right now. So number one is dial in your best practices by setting some rules for yourself on that. There's a couple more things I'm trying to do during the day. Again, no more than 2 hours of TV total time, and that includes no more than an hour of news, 2 meals as a family, the game time every night. So the checkers, I'm just whooping up on those kids and crushing their confidence. The Good News Network every day. I'm having so much fun with the Good News Network. 12 o'clock West Coast time every day, Monday through Sunday. Right now, I committed to do it through March, is just going on live on Facebook and Instagram and connecting with all of you. So I've got the podcast, which I'm putting out, which hopefully is good news to elicit positivity and energy and deep thought and prayer with all of you. And then doing that on the lives right now as well. And then lastly, the other best practice right now is just at least one positive thing is going out on my social media every day. So that could be this podcast. It could be a prayer. It could be a workout. So point number one on that, I shared many of my rules right now. It's number one, dial in your best practices right now. Dial them in. And if you could just write a few of your morning and evening ones down, your morning and evening best practices or rules, and then share them with me. Take a picture of them, share them with me. I'd love to see them because I think as we collaborate as a community, it's only going to help us as well. The second of three things is dial in your physical routine now. Dial it in. And if I sound like a broken record, I'm not. Because right now we need it more than ever before. Now, what does that mean? Now, don't let me scare you here, but the bodies are under stress. The body's under stress right now. Whether you think it is or it's not, it is. It's impossible for it not to be. So that means we cannot let our guard down. That means things like, for me, that I'm doing to fortify my system so I don't get sick and I build my immunity and I can keep my energy as vibrant as possible. No alcohol. I'm just not drinking at all. Not to ever do, because I normally have a 2-beer limit per month. That's my limit, 2 beers per month. But now, nothing. No alcohol. Supplements got to be dialed in. Antioxidants got to be, get your antioxidants, get your multivitamins, fish oil. I'm doing MCT oil, branched chain amino acids, melatonin at night. I'm doing my pre-workout in the morning just because I need a little bit of caffeine. I need my carnosine beta alanine. I mean, my morning routine is dialed in. It's dialed in. And then throughout the day, making sure I get that, including my collagen protein. I started this new collagen protein from Bubs, this company called Bubs. I love it. The MCT and collagen is absolutely awesome. So those are some of the things, but find what supplements work for you and then do that. So that's your, the supplement routine. Your nutrition, right, is crucial right now because we crave either sugar or sweets. Do your best to really eat whole foods, clean foods, green foods. Whole, clean, and green, baby. And then get outside. I mentioned about getting outside of fresh air. I need y'all to get out. And I hope right now as you're listening in, you're either out walking, running, jogging, or you're in a car right now and you have the window down and you can listen to me with the fresh air blowing in your face. Just remind you about the importance of strength training right now. You're not going to get in record-breaking any PRs, but the fact that you're actually lifting weights, and that could be your body weight. We're doing a lot of that body weight workout stuff now on our Fitness Quest 10 Connect virtual platform. But man, if you've got access to either kettlebells or dumbbells or barbells, even at your own home, man, get after it. If it's 15 to 20 minutes alone, do that. I'm trying to do that every single day. 30 days I've committed, 30, 30, 30, 30. And I shared that recently on the podcast. I'm batting 100 right now. 30 minutes of movement in the morning, 30 minutes of strength work, 30 minutes of stretch and quiet time. Make sure you get this stretch in for 30 straight days. So it's a little challenge for you. And by the way, I just started on Saturday, so 2 days ago from this podcast being launched, is the Good News My Zone Challenge. The Good News My Zone Challenge. So if you wear the My Zone heart rate monitor, which I love, I don't like doing workouts without them. It's all about MEPS, My Zone Effort Points, and search for that. And if you can get into the My Zone, the Good News My Zone Challenge for 30 days, I'd love to see you there. We can, I don't want to say compete, I'll say collaborate, but I'll be keeping my eyes on your MEPs to make sure that I've got one more MEP than you. So dial in your physical routine. What do you got to do? What is it that you have to do right now? And make sure you do that at whatever that means. Make sure you get it in and protect your physical energy as best you can right now. And then lastly, so there's three things, your best practices and habits, dial them in, your best practices and habits, which means you're establishing your rules. 2 is dial in your physical routine. And the last one, number 3, is just to slow down, simplify, and breathe. Slow down, simplify, and breathe. Now, you may have heard me say that before because around the holidays, I typically say that. But right now, it's funny how the universe conspires and how there's a very unique opportunity right now to actually slow down. I mentioned earlier that sometimes it seems like right now that we are drinking out of a fire hose because of so many things that are happening outside of our control. We talk about control the controllables. You can control whether you're working out. You can control what you're eating. You can control your best practices and your habits and the rules that you do so that you can feel your best right now and boost your immunity and be strong. It's okay right now. It's when we need to do it. So let this be your voice. Let this be your calling. Let this be your decree to say, you know what? I am going to win today. I am going to win this day where right now I'm going to do the things that I can control, understanding that I can't control everything that's going to happen to me today as well. And then simplifying, we've been forced to simplify. Many of us around the country and around the globe have been forced to stay inside for the most part and to simplify work from home and, can't get out and the hustle and bustle is a little less. But most importantly, I want you to focus on your breath work, breathing, like literally breathing. As a matter of fact, right now, Just can you take a couple deep breaths in? Because it feels good to breathe. And for the next, I'll say, minute, I want you to focus on really big, deep breaths. Just let it out. I literally want to hear your breath out, your exhale. And just keep that breath work up. Because as you're breathing in nice and deep, I just want to talk to you here as you're breathing in deep and letting everything out. Knowing that right now, that your breath represents life. We're breathing 18 to 22,000 times a day. And right now, I just want to think about breath, because breath represents life, and that we're thankful for. As you breathe in nice and deep right now, a big deep in and big deep out, think of that word gratitude. Grateful for breath. Thank you, dear God, for breath. Thank you, dear God, for just having the opportunity to speak right now and to hear right now and to breathe right now and to walk right now and to sometimes be able to run and sometimes not, be able to move our bodies and to smile, to make eye contact with people, to connect with people. And it's in different ways right now. But dear God, lift us up and fill us up with light, fill us up with love, fill us up with gratitude, fill us up with the ability to stay in the here and the now, right now. Using our breath as a vehicle to connect, using the breath as a vehicle to know that we have life. That life. What is that life that's so important that every day we can live by, knowing we are in gratitude? 3 more deep breaths in. And a couple more deep breaths in and out. Nice and deep. And 1 more deep breath in. Oh, man, does that feel good? Breath. Breath represents life, my friends. And I just wanted to give you a reminder of how powerful breath is in good times and bad. So remember today, through establishing and creating some of your new best practices, to say that I'm worth it, I need this, do it. Your physical routine as you dial it in right now, knowing that it's absolutely imperative that we are moving most days of the week, or I'll say every day of the week. And then breathing. I want you to establish those breathing practices right now so that when you're breathing, whether it be for 2 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, is that when you're breathing that you're giving gratitude and you're thanking God for the ability to breathe. Because again, breath does represent life. And that as you are in gratitude, that you say that prayer for yourself, that you have the energy, but also for those around you, your family, your friends, for the service members overseas, serving to continue through this, to fight for our freedom, for all the doctors and nurses and the first responders, that you anoint them and keep them safe and keep them healthy as well. And for all those who are in fear and trepidation now, that you would just give them hope and sanity and peace and harmony. Give them peace. And with that, we trust you. In your name, amen. My friends, I hope you enjoyed today's podcast episode. There's a quote that I heard the other day I really, really enjoyed. It's like, live your life like you're going to live forever, and plan it like you're going to die tomorrow. Right? Think about that. Live your life like you're going to live forever. Plan it like you're going to die tomorrow. It's a powerful quote. So live your life like you're going to live forever, but plan it like you're going to die tomorrow. Man, let's live life. Let's live it to the fullest today. Right now, today, live it. Smile, connect, go deep. And remember, it's all about peace, prayer, and push-ups, baby. Go out there and have a great day. Drop me a message, please. Drop me a message. Take a picture, take a snapshot of the cover of the image. Share on your social media what you liked about today's episode. I truly believe that if each and every one of you who is listening right now felt just a little bit better because of what you listened to, that if you share this and you share it with your community, your tribe, your family, your friends, your colleagues, although they're at home, and they listen to this and it puts a smile on their face, think about the thousands of people who could be positively impacted just from this message. So I appreciate you and all that you do. Please let me know how I can continue to help you. Remember, the Good News Network is on at 12 noon today, and I hope to see you there. But until next time, go out there and have a good day. Keep smiling. Peace, prayer, and push-ups, baby. I love you guys.